Okay, Matt, we are so close. We're almost there. So we are actually inside the TAYCAN. I received some of the information you sent over for me. And I know that stuff is kind of a pain when you've got other things to tend to. So I do appreciate your getting that over. It is going to allow us to take a more measured approach. Part of the reason I'm doing this video for you. Hey, you see there's so much nice, rich Alcantara, and then you see some of the deviated stitching, and then you see that here in the wheel, and then there's your, look at the GTS insignia, look at the carbon fiber in here. These details are present in a few other places. Hey, one thing I'm going to show you early in this video, do not open your door like this. So if your significant other is on the other side and they do that, it has a snapping effect. So I'm going to retrain you how to open your door. It ejects now, so just 2 fingers lightly at the top. Watch what happens. And then I push with my elbow and hand. And then I don't get there where that can pinch you. It did happen to a client's wife. I am adamant about pointing out those pitfalls, and that exists on our Porsche 911s as well. So that is kind of the new. This is where I'm going to input your Porsche ID. I'm just going to screen down for now. Just to input that, so it doesn't need to be any matter of record. What else can I talk about while we're... Yeah, so you do have 3 years of free complimentary charging. The card information that you gave us, that is there. In case you get pigeonholed and stuck at a charging station, they will charge that car as like a setting fee, if that makes sense. Also, if for some reason you're charging or something, you have a backup payment method. So if you utilize a charging pedestal that's out of network, you'll be able to have that capability of that card information. It's on file, and then they're not bothering you for it. And then one thing I like to do, since you're an out-of-city client, I'm going to prove the charging capability to work locally here before we disembark. Okay. And so that'll be a follow-up or a subsequent video, okay? So it's preparing your registration now because I entered in your email and password details. When we get over to here, I want to point out something while your account is logging up. See when my hand comes down here? Look when I zoom in here, you see the arrow keys to the right and left? Okay? What that does is, you see the yellow bars right here? When I press the arrows, notice that I have moved my screen capability, and sometimes the camera isn't showing it, but this button moves your field. So when you get to the middle, you can roll down here, and then I could go for a reduced display. And then when you've had a rough day and you don't want a lot of stimulation, you can put that reduced display. Or if you want the extended map view, you'll get a lot of clarity there. And if you click, then you can get a zoom feature with that map as well. And it's pretty fast. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to log you in with your security code, and I'm going to get a automatic login feature as well. And this is kind of imperative because you don't want this thing asking you for your security code every time you go to log in. So let's do automatic login. Deal? Now, if your car is out of your possession and you want to lock it up a little bit, these privacy codes and deactivate privacy mode, you know, if you're really the only individual for the most part, don't do the hey Porsche thing. Just online voice recognition, accept, close. Your setup's been completed. Hey, look at the extra passenger screen. That illuminates and gives the co-pilot function over a number of features as well. We do have like your quick reference manuals, owner's manuals, your extra window sticker there, the original. Right here, I'm going to do something. I go into your screen because I do have a little bit here to show you. See, it says Matt. There's your account, and then there's features of your account. See the 3 dots. See the automatic login, log off account, back, house button, easy part of the house, busy side of the house. See the gray bar right there? Push up, more stuff in the house. What was the one thing I wanted to change? Oh yeah, let me pull down here a little bit. See, it says charging. I'm going to click that guy right there. Charging system is knocking out. We're at 90% right now. See these profiles? See the 3 dots over here? So if you wanted to make an individual profile, you can. And one thing to do is if you're not using a lot of power, I would say get your minimum charge up into the 80% range, and then optimize charging, yes, and then now that's your charging profile. When that's not checked marked, it's just going to charge to 100%. Okay. One thing I want to show you here. Overview. See the 3 dots? Activate, plug, and charge. Yes. Now you can feasibly you should just be able to plug it in and it starts charging. Matt, let's be honest. In a perfect world, is that going to happen? It has, but what I show you and how you use everything on your app, that's kind of the way I would go. But if you do have success using the same place and you're able to just pull up there and plug and charge, have at it. They say that's supposed to work, the battery-friendly charging. I just activated that as well. So I've done a couple things in here. Just kind of what I want to say is housekeeping. But right here, like when I hit the car function, okay, and then see that electric sport sound? This is something insane. So when it's on and I put this car in gear, it kind of becomes alive, like it's breathing. And then I just turned it off. Now listen. Oh, it is some of the actual electric sounds, and they filtered out the good, the bad, the highs, the lows. They're Porsche engineers. I have no idea what they did, but they manipulated or created or enhanced that sound. One thing that we can do is if we tap the car button and we go over to the 3 dots, and then I get an individual drive mode configuration, I can have my sports sound on. And then, what else would I do in my individual mode? Chassis height, drive mode, the chassis, maybe the sport mode, if I want the car lower or regular. The recoup, I would leave the recuperation off, unless you like the way a Tesla drives. The Teslas kind of hang the brakes as some people will drive their Tesla and say, I hardly ever hit the brakes. It's true. But we're just going to go with the individual mode right now. We'll have the sports sound active. So when I move here to individual mode, see, all the way to the right, you're going to notice that the sports sound is now active. Where if I manipulated the to the normal mode, that's the default. So if you click all the way to individual, you can set up some things. Remember the 3 dots, because The 3 dots kind of have it. Like right here on your screen, if I go 3 dots, configure, push, hold, drop, confirm. I like this right here because I can just kind of go like that to change the station. People ask, I ask them a trick question. I say, how many tiles do you see in front of you? And everybody always answers 3. Well, you're wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just for nav, if I go above and just click in there, and then I've got some ability there and I can look around. Notice if I were in the home screen and then I reach down and I hit the magnifying glass, well, that puts me right into my point of interest features, and I skip this step basically. And then it's the same for the radio. If I touch the radio, this is where I can get into some of the particulars, like the set list of stations. It's blue now. Or I can trigger the Bose radio. Notice that the Bose radio, the surround sound feature is not active. So watch. That has an effect. You can't notice that when you're listening to NPR, but when you're listening to some rock and roll, watch. Here, surround. Completely different. And a lot of people say, oh, Mike, I didn't know. I just thought the radio sucked. No, you didn't have the Bose on, or the valet that parked your car put the bass and treble all out of whack. But notice you can just kind of star stations, and then these 3 arrow buttons there, you'll see you have a lot of other music choices, and you're really going to like the way the TAYCAN interjects with Spotify. Apple Music is some complimentary features there. It's all active with this Porsche Connect account. Hopefully this video is helpful for you. Hell, it's only 12 minutes long. It's been a pleasure assisting you thus far. And then once I get some information up and running for the charging pedestal, I'll shoot that video live, so you'll see what I do with your Porsche Connect information on the app with my phone. You'll be able to actually download the black Porsche Crest app. It has a color Porsche Crest black backdrop. Download that app and then just log in with the credentials you provided us, and then you're going to notice that your vehicle is visible as we've logged in and deactivated any private modes. So it's kind of what I'd say is more official. And you already provided a payment method, so you're perfect there as well. I will activate online software updates, and then I did do some managed declarations of consent. I have to click those buttons, otherwise we don't get anywhere quickly. So we'll be circling back soon. If I did do Tuesday delivery, it is going to be later on in the evening. I'll just warn you there. So we may try and do a early Wednesday morning or target later Friday. I'll speak with you soon. Thanks.